Yo, everybody. What's going on, everyone? It's been a while since I went live. I forgot to turn on my other light. What's going on, everybody? Let me turn on the other light real quick. What's up, guys? StreamYard is not doing me justice with this camera. The camera quality is terrible. It's like it's going down now, and I pay for this joint. What's going on, everybody? Listen, I'm off of work today. I'm off on Wednesdays, and the Giants released their first unofficial depth chart. So I thought I would go live today, and we can go over it together because there are a lot of things that I want to talk about that, quite frankly, I don't really want to put into a video. It'd be too long and boring. So I'd rather just like interact with you guys, go over the depth chart together. And then we'll call it a day, man. We'll call it a day. I got some other stuff I'm working on as well. I'm working on a 53-man roster soon. I wanted to get it up before the first preseason game. Let's see if we still do that. We probably could still do that, honestly. And then I had some shorts I got to do as well. So what's going on, everybody? I know I haven't been live in quite a while. It's been a while since I went live. That's crazy. I'm not going to be on for too long. We're going to get right into it. I'm not going to be on for too long because I have a haircut appointment at 12:30. It's 11:35 right now, Eastern Standard Time, and your boy needs a cut. You can see I'm looking a little rough right now. It's been like 3 weeks, so I have to go ahead and get a cut soon. But what's going on, everyone? Listen, I want to go over this depth chart. Let's go over it now. How can I show it again? Let's see. No. Right here. All right. So here is the depth chart. And those of you guys that are tuning in later, you guys can rewind it. We'll go over it, together. And you guys can rewind it. If those of you guys watching pre-recorded, you guys can look at it, later. So this the Giants don't ever make anything look appealing, right? It just looks like a piece of paper that they literally just like typed up and put out there. I wanted them to make it a little nicer for the content creators out there, and it's hard to see. So let me know if you guys can see what is being put on there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I guess we start off with the offense. Let's start off with the offense first. Now, there's only 2 wide receiver slots. There isn't like a slot wide receiver. You'll see the same thing for cornerback as well. So that's interesting. So it's hard to differentiate who's going where. Maybe they don't really have a set group of who's going where. Maybe it's going to be more interchangeable than we think. I don't know. Or maybe they're just lazy. Who knows? And they don't want to really differentiate anybody else. So let's start off with the easy one, honestly. Let's start off with quarterbacks. You got Jackson Dart, Jameis Winston, and Brandon Allen. I hope you guys can see everything. Let me just put it full screen so you guys can see it. So yeah, you got Jackson Dart, Jameis Winston, Brandon Allen. Let's go to fullbacks. The Giants have 2 fullbacks on the roster for whatever reason. They picked up another one after, I believe, releasing Sam Roberts. Was it after releasing Sam Roberts that they brought in Grant Finley? I don't know, but they have 2 fullbacks on the roster. Now we get a little bit more interesting. Let's talk about the wide receivers. Okay, wide receivers. They have Darius Slayton is the pegged in or penciled in. Let me not say that word. Penciled in starter at wide receiver opposite of Malik Neighbors. I didn't think that this would change at all. I kind of expected that to happen. Then you've got Darnell Mooney. Honestly, I kind of expected Darnell Mooney to be number 2 receiver. We'll see what happens when the season actually starts. This is the unofficial depth chart, so we'll see what actually happens there. Jalen Hyatt. This is weird. Jalen Hyatt is the second team wide receiver, there's nothing I read in training camp. There is nothing that I saw in reports or anything like that told me that Jalen Hyatt would be on the second team wide receiver roster or depth chart. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't think this is true. Odell Beckham is in the 3rd team along with Malachi Fields. I see Malachi Fields being number 2 wide receiver pretty quickly based on what we're hearing in training camp and the connection that he's building up with Jackson Dart. I'm pretty excited about that. Let me put you guys' comments here on the what's good, Money Mike? What's good? Mooney is clearly better than Slayton. Yes, I believe that as well. Again, this is the unofficial depth chart. We don't know exactly what the Giants are thinking or what they want to do, but we're kind of getting a gist of probably what we're going to see in the preseason. And I mean, some of these guys won't even play. Obviously, Malik Neighbors won't be playing. Calvin Austin, second team. I'm hoping that I really like him. I really like Calvin Austin. I hope that he gets a fair share. There's a lot of mouths to feed. On this receiving core, especially the tight ends as well. They're going to be taking a bulk, some percentage of the receptions. Isaiah Hodgins, dude, I forgot Isaiah Hodgins was on the team. Shout out to my man Isaiah Hodgins, man. He's not going to make the team, but man, I really like Hodgins. I wish nothing but the best for him. There's just too much wide receivers here, man. Too much wide receivers. We'll go over a little bit after we finish going through everything. We'll go over some guys that we may find as like roster cuts as you know, things wind down. It might be too much at one position like wide receiver or even corner. You know, and talented guys might be cut. Let's see here. Braxton Berrios at the bottom. Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, why is he on the team? I don't know. I don't know why he's on the team. Xavier Gipson. I forgot he's on the team as well. So it is what it is. Let's look at the offensive line. You got your main starters there. John Michael Schmitz. Interesting note here. John Michael Schmitz has an injury, and so does Lucas Patrick. Don't know what they're gonna do. There. Both of these guys aren't great, so I don't know how they're gonna manage that. Let's see what they trot out in the preseason. I imagine John Michael Schmitz is not gonna play in the preseason. Maybe towards the end, in game 3. Maybe he'll play in game 3. I just don't see him playing. There would be no reason to. It's not like he's competing anyway. They just give JMS the job since he was a rookie. Let's see. You got Francis Mauigoa there. You got Aaron Stinney and Evan Neal as the 1-2, as the or. That's interesting to me. I gotta full screen this thing. Let me put the chat up on my, because I can't see from my point of view. Maybe you guys can see. I can't see from my point of view. Oh my god, I just saw Speak Easy saying that Jackson Dart is struggling, bro. I'm probably gonna make a reaction video to that soon. Let me put the chat up here so I can see you guys' chat, so I can full screen this thing before we continue. You guys can keep commenting. I'll read it out. Now I have my phone here and I can see it. Okay, now it doesn't want to show my comments. Are you kidding me? There we go. There we go. Perfect. When your hair grows out, you look like a dude named Arjun. I know, man. My hair. Listen, I don't know if you were in the comments. I'm getting my hair cut in an hour, so I have to cut my hair, man. I gotta cut my hair. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna leave the top. It looks a lot better when you cut down the sides and you leave the top. It looks a lot better. I have to shape up. I have to shape up the facial hair, man. I gotta shape that up. But let's continue here so I can go. Let's go full screen here, and I can see your comments from my phone. Those of you guys are on Twitter. Get on YouTube so I can see your comments. So where do we leave off at? Okay, the offensive line. Nothing really jumps out that surprises me. I mean, where is Daniel Faalele? I thought it would be Evan Neal and Daniel Faalele competing for a spot. It seems like it's Aaron Stinney and Evan Neal competing for a spot. I really don't want to see a world where Daniel Faalele, streaming live from Mumbai. Yo, shut up, Burks. I don't want to see a world where Daniel Faalele and Evan Neal are on the same team. Like day one, like 53-man roster cuts happen. I better not see Evan Neal and Daniel Faalele on this team, bro. Like, I know probably one of them are going to make it. Maybe, I would say probably Daniel Faalele. If I see Evan Neal and Daniel Faalele on my team, wrap this thing up, man. I pray to God none of my offensive linemen get hurt, because we would be cooked. We would be cooked. Oh, I got the comments on the screen anyway, so. Jalen Hyatt, second team. April was months ago. I know. I don't get it either, Donovan. Him being second team, there's nothing I read. There's nothing I read in these training camp days. Maybe I heard Jalen Hyatt's name mentioned once or twice. There was nothing I read that had Jalen Hyatt looked at or talked about even as a second team wide receiver. I don't get that. So we'll see what happens. Maybe, guys, this is my theory. Maybe they're boosting him to the second team for the preseason games to try to see anything out of him. And then, they'll make their decision based on what they see in the preseason. I imagine he is going to get playing time because he is, quote unquote, a veteran on the team right now. And that's probably what they want to see something out of him before they eventually cut him. I cannot see Jalen Hyatt making this team. I just can't see it. I think they're going to give him every opportunity to prove them wrong, but I don't think he's going to make the team. Marcus Bowe and J.C. Davis. Marcus Bowe is still ahead of J.C. Davis, but everything that I'm seeing in training camp, it seems like J.C. Davis is like a lot of people love him. He's performing pretty well. He's doing well as a rookie, so we may see that change. Who is Josh Azudu is the second team right tackle. I don't know how that's going to remain. I hear a lot of good things out of Schernicki and Jared Gray, so we may be good as far as tackles go, guys. For the first time in forever, we may be good as far as tackles go. Who knows? We got some young talent there. Marcus Bowe, J.C. Davis, Ryan Schernicki, and Jared Gray, coming from different backgrounds. Marcus Bowe and J.C. Davis were drafted. Schernicki and Jared Gray were undrafted free agents, and it seems like they're all producing. They're all developing pretty well. So don't mind that. We got tight end Isaiah Likely as tight end. Listen, guys, I know I've talked about this before when I talked about my training camp battles, and I didn't include Isaiah Likely versus Theo Johnson on purpose, because I don't actually think they're competing for a role. I don't actually think they're competing with each other. They're going to be on the field at the same time a lot of the time. I know Isaiah Likely at some point is going to line up as an inline tight end. That's going to be in the package. But I really see as Theo Johnson being the inline and Isaiah Likely really taking a lot of reps at slot wide receiver. That's where I see this happening. And the fact is, we heard already just yesterday that Jackson Dart, over the past couple of practices, has really had a favorite target in Isaiah Likely. So I don't see him only being inline tight end. We're going to see a lot of them on the field together. We're going to see a lot of 12 person. You're going to call it 12 personnel, but it's really going to be 11 personnel. Like, Isaiah Likely acts like a big wide receiver. So you're going to call it 12 personnel. Like, technically it is, but it's really 11 personnel, Isaiah Likely just being a slot wide receiver. You guys get what I'm saying? How do you feel about signing Terrion Arnold? I'm actually going to make a video about it later on today. I'll keep my thoughts. I'll keep my thoughts until then so you can watch the video. But I welcome it. I welcome it. But there are a lot of implications as well as far as this Terrion Arnold thing goes. I think it goes a little bit deeper of why the Giants are even entertaining this. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. He worked out with the Seahawks as well, so we may be in competition of who gets him. But I like Terrion. I always like them coming out. So we're going to see. But I like him. I welcome it. Let's see. All right. So let's finish off with the offense here. I know we probably won't, but do you see us trading for Vita Vea? See, I could talk about that because I was going to make a video about that, but I was just too late on it. And I kind of forgot. I forgot about it. Let me just be honest with myself. I forgot to make a video on Vita Vea. I had a lot going on during that time. In the personal life, not anything bad, but just a lot of working going on. But Vita Vea, hell yeah. Here's the thing. We're actually, stick around to the end, Donovan. Stick around. That's actually a really good topic that I'm going to bring up at the end of this. We're going to go over Vita Vea's contract and everything, and we'll see if we can make a decision right here live. If Vita Vea would be good for the Giants, it would make sense for it, because I welcome it. When I first heard it, I really wanted it to happen. But let's see what happens. Running back. Cam Scatterboo or Tyrone Tracy. That is obvious to me. I always said this. You guys know. I know running backs like the back of my hand. I knew the Giants weren't going to be set on a running back one. Both of these guys are really talented in their own respects, and they offer something different, and they're both starter quality. You just can't name one RB1. You can't name Cam Scatterboo RB1 over Tyrone Tracy, and I don't think you could do the same thing over Tyrone Tracy and vice versa. I think both of these guys are really talented, and both of these guys could be a running back one. Maybe lesser tier running back one, sure, but that's why you have both of them in tandem. And it's not like you got one or the other. You still have both of them, but I don't think it's fair to name one a running back one. They're probably going to have to make a decision in day one. In day one, like week one comes around against the Dallas Cowboys and the official depth chart comes out, they're probably going to come up with one of these guys. It's probably going to be Cam Scatterboo. But I think both of these guys should be starter quality, and they're going to be splitting reps pretty evenly. You go down the list of running back. It's very interesting. Why Eric Gray is still on the team, I don't know. He's going to be cut. Dante Miller and Damon Bankston is a very sneaky competition to keep track on in training camp, because if you look at the depth chart for running backs, one thing the Giants are missing is a speed back. They don't have anybody like that. They have a couple of one-cut guys like Cam Scatterboo, Devin Singletary. You got a receiving back in Tyrone Tracy that can still, do one-cut stuff. Eric Gray is more of like a power guy, a short yardage back. And then you got Dante Miller and Damon Bankston as the speed backs. Now, Dante Miller gets tackled by a gust of wind. So, Damon Bankston, I think, has a really good shot of making the practice squad. I think that's what it's really for. It's for the practice squad. I don't foresee both of these guys or even one of them making the 53. But I could see Damon Bankston making the practice squad as a speed back, and he can come in a couple of weeks or something like that. Maybe if they need a kick returner or some sort. So yeah, I see Damon Bankston winning that. Let's go over to the defense now. Let's start off with the linemen. Darius Alexander, man. Shout out to my man, Darius Alexander. You guys know I've been rooting for this guy. He already had a pick six. He had an interception earlier on in training camp. So he has 2 interceptions, 1 pick six. Love to see it. You love to see it from my boy, Darius Alexander, in his second year. He got off to a slow start. But guys, who didn't? Who didn't get off to a slow start last season on defense? Everybody did. From Paulson Adebo to Javon Holland to Darius Alexander to Abdul Carter. The only guy that was really on his P's and Q's, really just balls to the wall on X Games mode was Brian Burns. Like, Brian Burns was consistent throughout the entire season, but everybody got off to a slow start because of Shane Bowen. But once he got fired, like, he was good. He was good. So you got Darius Alexander. He's making his name to be a starter. Shelby Harris. Now, this helps out a lot. Shelby Harris and Darius Alexander were the guys that were going to be in competition, but now that Roy Robertson Harris got hurt and he is going to be put on IR, now both of these guys can play. Zach Pickens, I don't know too much about. Lakey Fotu is a journeyman defensive nose tackle. Josh Tupou as well, I believe. Now, where is Ben Barton? Guys, what happened to Ben Barton? Did he get cut and I didn't know? What happened to Ben Barton? Hold on. Let me look this up. Ben Barton, the undrafted free agent defensive tackle. Did he get cut? Why does it say Jets? Oh, snap. He got cut. When did he get cut? Did my eyes deceive me? Yeah, I'm off every Wednesday, so I figured I'd go on live. Oh, snap. Ben Barton got cut. Oh, my gosh. They waived him to sign Anthony Orgy. What a name, by the way. What a name. I did not know that, guys. July 30th, like right before Spider-Man came out, they They cut him. I did not know that. What's good, Mike? What's good, man? So, listen. Okay, so I was right about that. When I made my undrafted free agent video, guys, what did I say? I said Ben Barton versus Anquin Barnes Jr., and I think Anquin Barnes is going to blow him out the water. I didn't like Ben Barton at all. But I wanted to see the competition there. I wanted to see him compete. Let me take this off. Put the volume down. Okay. So, let's see. Where do we leave off at? Okay, Bobby Jamison Travis. Now, we heard a lot of good from BJT earlier on in like spring practices. I haven't heard too much about him afterwards as far as everything that I'm reading. So it kind of makes sense that he's the last nose tackle and he's a 6th-round pick. So it kind of makes sense that he's the last. Oh, snap. That he's the last nose tackle on the depth chart. But I have high hopes for him, man. I always want to see guys that the Giants drafted do well. So I really hope that he beats out a guy like Leki Fotu. Like, I don't care about him. So I want to see him do well in the preseason. Let's go to the linebackers. Let's start off with the edge rushers. Abdul Carter or Kayvon Thibodeau. That's not surprising, but based on everything that I saw, like Abdul Carter just absolutely killing it, I thought they would make a decision like, hey, Abdul Carter is our guy. But I could understand why Carter and Kayvon are going to be split as a starter, is because they provide something different. Abdul Carter is really a lot like Brian Burns, speed rushers off the edge. Kayvon Thibodeau is your run-stopping defensive end, so they're going to be interchangeable throughout the season. Chauncey Golston as a second-team, like swing edge rusher. He's on both edge rusher spots. Caleb Murphy, Khalid Kareem, I don't really care. Trace Ford, I have a lot of, man, I love Trace Ford, man. He was like a preseason hero last year. Let's hope he does it again. He had a couple of sacks, he had a forced fumble, he had a fumble recovery. Like, I have a lot of high hopes for my man, Trace Ford, bro. Undrafted free agent last year. All right, here we got to talk about it, guys. We got to talk about it. Crazy that Jack Kelly is already second string Will. I wouldn't say that. Here's the thing. I'm not taking anything away from Jack Kelly. I'm not taking anything away from him. But he's better than Darius Muasau. I mean, Darius Muasau is not good at all. So, and Darius Muasau is coming into, his 3rd year now? Darius Muasau is not good. I fully expected Jack Kelly to take that spot from him. And Zaire Barnes, like, who cares about him? Who cares about him? But, all right, guys, let's talk about this, all right? It's happening. It's happening. Arvell Reese took Micah McFadden's job. Arvell Reese took Micah McFadden's job. Guys, it's coming to a close, man. It's coming to a close. The King Micah era. I see the light. I see the light. You guys know I love me some Micah McFadden, and it honestly does pain me because now with Tremaine Edmonds and Arvell Reese, Micah McFadden will not want to stay with the New York Giants. He's going to want to be a starter somewhere else, and he is a starter somewhere else. It's coming to a close, man. It's coming to a close. I have always said this. If there was a better linebacker than Micah McFadden, I'd welcome it, and Arvell Reese is just him, bro. Arvell Reese is just him, man. He's looking really good. Arvell Reese is absolutely everywhere. He is the star of training camp. He's the training camp hero. Hopefully we get to see a little bit of him in preseason, but I don't want to see too much of him because I don't want him to get hurt out there. But Arvell Reese is just killing it. This is why I said everybody still clowns me. I feel like I did lose subscribers for that Arvell Reese take on draft night. I lost subscribers. A lot of people hate me now because of the Arvell Reese take, and they don't remember or they don't care to hear what I had to say after Arvell Reese. Guys, I want to say this right now in front of the almost 60 people between Twitter and YouTube. I want to say this right now. I don't hate Arvell Reese. He was the best non-quarterback in that draft that I had pre-draft. The only reason why I got mad about the Arvell Reese pick is because him and his camp were very adamant about being an edge rusher. They were trying to push Arvell Reese, the edge rusher, not Arvell Reese, the ultra uber talented off-ball linebacker. Why? Because his agent wants to get paid, Arvell Reese wants to get paid, and there is a huge market. In fact, it's almost double as an edge rusher. So I got mad that the Giants chose Arvell Reese because I thought they were going to bend the knee to Arvell Reese and make him an edge rusher. That's what I thought, and I got very upset. That's why I got mad about Arvell Reese. But he is an all-pro potential off-ball linebacker. I've always said this. Always. That's why as soon as John Harbaugh made his press conference on draft night, I feel like a lot of people stopped watching me on draft night. Because on draft night, as soon as John Harbaugh said he was going to be off-ball, I instantly changed my tune. Because they're not bending the knee to Arvell Reese. I feel like I have to keep saying this every single time because I always have somebody on Twitter or on YouTube. Aren't you the guy? Aren't you the guy that's hated the Arvell Reese pick? Aren't you the guy? I never hated Arvell Reese. Never. I hated that he wanted to be an edge rusher because he is an average edge rusher. Average. He can play it. He'll be fine. He'll be good to do it every once in a while as an edge rusher. He is not a full-time edge. My goodness. I didn't unsubscribe, but you did sound crazy on draft night. Yes, guys, I get extremely emotional. A lot of you guys said I do it for the views. Bro, I don't do it. Do I exaggerate sometimes? Sure, because it's funny. It's funny, but you guys know this is who I've been since I've started YouTube, okay? I get crazy. I get emotional. But I sounded crazy because I felt reality kick in. Of like, bro, we really did exactly what I didn't want us to do. Because what have I been saying all offseason? The Giants should not get another edge rusher unless it's my boy out of Miami. Why am I blanking on his name right now? When I go live, I blank on his name. Unless it's my boy out of Miami. Not Akeem Mesidor. Why do I remember Akeem Mesidor and not other bro's name? The one that got drafted to the Bucks, guys. Help me out. Why am I blanking on his name? I actually haven't heard him all offseason. I heard he's my friend said he's doing well though. Media literacy is cooked. I feel like you shouldn't have to explain yourself, bro. Bro, but I do. You know what? You know why I have to explain myself, Yvette? Is because some people literally stop watching me. I noticed this. Some people literally stop watching me because of that take, and I get it. And the Dexter Lawrence thing was a ride. Ruben Bain. The Dexter Lawrence thing was a ride. I feel like I lost a lot of people's trust that day because everybody thought I was taking Dexter Lawrence's side, and I kind of was a little bit because the Giants could be very stubborn, especially Joe Shane. But I found it really weird how a lot of people were taking Joe Shane's side over Dexter Lawrence, which makes no sense. But now that Dexter Lawrence didn't put an apology letter for the Giants, like he's really salty about it. Now I'm like, all right, F you then. You know what I'm saying? But Yvette's, the reason why I have to keep reiterating it all the time is because, again, people stop watching, and anytime I mention Arvell Reese, they're like, aren't you the guy? You're such a hypocrite, dude. You're such a hypocrite. Even though they literally did not watch 5 minutes after when John Harbaugh said what he said. It's because what I said got clipped. Giants fan reacts to Arvell Reese, rages. It's because what I said got clipped. That's why. You will never lose me, brother. You're stuck. I appreciate. Yo, Mike is a day one, bro. Mike is day one. All right, let's continue here, guys. So, cause I also want to talk about Vita Vea. I want to go over his contract too, and I have to leave soon. I gotta get a haircut. I'm gonna make a video as well, guys. I'm going live after. I'm gonna go live to preview. I'm probably gonna go live Saturday night, and also Sunday afternoon after the game. I'm probably gonna go live. I'm gonna be back on my live stream stuff, guys. All right, let's continue here. Micah McFadden era is over, guys. Arvell Reese is too good. Arvell Reese is too freaking good, man. I'm so excited for him. For everybody out there, somebody clip this. I've always loved Arvell Reese, all right? My God. I'm not going to get on my knees for you, but if I have to keep explaining it so I don't keep losing subscribers, I will. You guys just like, oh my God. Anyway, we're going to keep going. Jack Kelly, you guys know I'm not a hater of Jack Kelly. I just don't think what he provides is like NFL starter value, but he's going to be good depth. I knew that Jack Kelly was going to be better than Darius Muasau, and Muasau is garbage. Let's keep going here. All right, let's talk about the secondary. I think this is the most, I'm glad I left it for last because it's the most interesting out of all of them, right? Paulson Adebo is really struggling. We have a three, we thought we had a three, no, actually, hold on. Let me rewind all the way back. We thought we had a 2 cornerback competition for cornerback 2. We thought it was going to be between Greg Newsome and Colton Hood. Then Deonte Banks comes out of left field and says, I'm locked in again. Banks are closed on Sundays again. And then now he's competing for cornerback 2. And then now we have Paulson Adebo, who's struggling, now taking second team reps. And Deonte Banks is taking Paulson Adebo's reps. So now we have 4 cornerbacks competing for anything. For cornerback 1 or 2. We don't know. I never thought Paulson Adebo would ever be looked at as a cornerback 2, but all of a sudden, now we're hearing Deonte Banks is taking cornerback 1 reps. Like, what is going on right now? Greg Newsome has an injury that he's dealing with, so that's going to give more playing time to Deonte Banks. We may see Deonte Banks finally become a number 1 corner. And this is the most stacked our corner room has been since Deonte Banks has been drafted. That's crazy. That is crazy. But I hope he locks in, bro. I really don't care that, the Giants drafted another corner. They signed multiple corners in free agency. I don't want to see a first-round talent go to waste. I would rather him be late than never show up at all, So I'm happy for Deonte Banks. And you guys know I was a huge fan of him coming out. Huge fan. Greg Newsome has also been taking reps as a nickel as well. He's played nickel in the past, and I assume they're having him take nickel reps because the Giants are very front heavy. Sorry. The Giants are very front heavy, top heavy, and there's a lot of talent there, and they're going to want to try to put them all at the field at the same time. You got Drew Phillips as well. Drew Phillips is like, he's doing all right. Nothing crazy, but he's our starting slot, Okay. Colton Hood, he's on the 3rd team, and that's kind of surprising. I really thought Colton Hood was gonna be like a star. He's doing well. He's developing, but it's not like he's like showing out in any way. He got off to a really hot start in the spring, but in the summer he's been there. Like, we've noticed him, but he hasn't separated himself, which is fine, but I thought more of him. I thought a little bit more of him. Nick Jones, aren't we glad that we don't have to worry about Nick? Even though I like Nick Jones, I'm glad that we don't have to worry about, like, oh, is it going to be Drew Phillips or Nick Jones? Like, I'm happy that we have better cornerback competition, to be honest with you. Let's look at the safeties. The Giants just signed JT Woods at cornerback, so I don't know anything about him. Let's look at the safeties. Tyler Nubin, bro. What does he even do? Jason Pinnock is going to be a starter by week 1. I guarantee it. Jason Pinnock's going to be the starter by week 1. And then we're going to see Ardarius Washington coming in as that safety 3. Yeah, Tyler Nubin needs to get off my football team. I don't care if he gets 200 tackles in a season. Everybody always points to his tackles. And safeties, they rack up the tackles. I don't care. I really don't. I don't like Tyler Nubin. I hate watching him on film. He is depressing to watch, and I can't stand that he's always on the field. It makes no sense to me. So I'm happy that they stuffed up this safety room, and Ardarius Washington and Elijah Campbell are looking good right now. So I'm hoping that the power of those two can get Tyler Nubin off the football field. You're gonna see Tyler Nubin on the field. They're gonna put him on the field, but at some point in the season, but I don't want him to be a full-on starter like he's been the past couple of years. It's not working. KB, Cowboys fan here. What's going on, bro? You're my brother. My brother has risen to my top 3 Giants content creators. Your content is dope, bro. Keep, bro. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. You know what's funny? You're not the only Cue Ball. I've seen you in the comments before, man. You're not the only Cowboys fans who said that. And listen. Growing up, you know what's crazy? Growing up, I hated Cowboys fans more than Eagles fans because Eagles fans at the time, yes, they were toxic, but they couldn't say anything. They had no Super Bowls, right? But the Cowboys fans growing up were like the bane of my existence. I hated all of you. Like I couldn't stand not one of you. And I don't know, over the course of time, I've kind of lightened up to you guys. You guys have been good to me, so how can I not be good to you? Shout out to Cowboys fans out there, man. You guys have surprisingly been probably better than Washington fans. Ever since Jaden Daniels, Washington fans don't know how to act. Washington fans don't know how to act. Shout out my boy Rio and Louis T. So yeah, let's get Tyler Nubin off my football team, right? On three. Tyler Nubin off my football team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Tyler Nubin off my football team. Let's go. All right, let's look at. I gotta move my mic down so I can see the screen. Let's look at. All right, shout out to Ben Man. What a man. What a name that is. Ben Man, the undrafted long snapper, taking the job away from Triner, that Zach Triner guy. Kicker, Ben Sauls or Dominic Zavada. We all know who's winning that job. My boy Dominic Zavada. Shout out to Ben Sauls. Nothing against Ben Sauls. He's so small too. Ben Sauls is so short. He's like, you see him standing with, back when there was 3 kickers. He's standing with the kicker, standing with the long snapper, standing with Jordan Stout, the punter. And he's like so tiny, and he's a left-footed kicker. He's like the ugly duckling. So I shout out to Ben Sauls. He'll find a job somewhere, but Dominic Zavada, I'd rather take the rookie. Jordan Stout, looking stout as always. Look at the kick returners, guys. Let's look at the kick returners. You got Deontay Banks and Braxton Barrett. My boy Deontay Banks turning into Devin Hester. And is about to be number 1 corner. My boy Deontay Banks is taking everybody's job, ain't he? Banks are closed on Sundays. Deontay Banks is like, this is crazy. The same thing like the Devin Hester story, except Devin Hester could not play corner. Deontay Banks looked like he's about to play corner and kick returner. This is nuts. Shout out to my boy. Braxton Berrios starting punt returner. This is very interesting because if Braxton Berrios is the starting punt returner, they may prioritize to keep him on the roster. So you got Calvin Austin, who I thought was going to be the main punt returner, but then they signed Braxton Berrios, and I'm like, oh, looks like we got a competition here. Now, I think Calvin Austin will make the roster either way, but it's very interesting on the final roster spot for the wide receivers if Braxton Berrios is looked at as that main punt returner. Because if they see as Braxton Berrios being better as a punt returner than Calvin Austin, they're going to keep both of those guys, and then somebody else is going to get the chopping block. It may be Odell. For everybody that wants to keep Odell, it may be Odell that gets the chopping block. It may be him. So there's that. That is the 53-man roster. Real quick, guys, because I gotta go. Real quick, let's look at Vita Vea's contract. I want to go live more often, man. I really do. It's just that I don't know what time of the day is perfect for you guys. Because I'm live really early right now, and I got decent viewership, so I'm surprised. Oh, I just got a freaking sponsorship offer. I'll look into it in a second. Okay, so let's go on the spot rack here. All right, so he's on the last year of his deal. His cap is $22 million. Now, can somebody let me know here? Like, we're already in the season. The Giants are not paying $22 million. I don't know, like, how much would we be paying? Does anybody know? How much we would be paying? Schlottman listed as a starting center could help the Giants. Yeah, yo, the guy, somebody was talking about the Schlottmann thing. Can somebody tell me further about this? I don't understand it. How would the Giants get a compensatory pick for Schlottmann if he just becomes a starter? I never knew that. I never knew that. And what kind of compensatory pick would we get? Like a fifth or something? I never knew. Somebody mentioned that on Twitter. People were talking about that. I was like, Schlottmann becoming a starter would get us a comp pick? How come I've never heard about this type of thing before? Like, what about Daniel Bellinger? Will we get one for Daniel? If Daniel Bellinger wins the starting tight end role, will we get one for him? Like, how does that work? Why does Schlottmann give us a comp pick versus, like, a guy like Daniel Bellinger? Or Wan'Dale Robinson? Are we going to get one for Wan'Dale Robinson? He got paid a freaking boatload of money. I don't know if anybody... Does anybody know about that? Okay, let's look at this, guys, because I got to go. I don't think the Giants would be paying this $22 million. I don't know how much they have left. Hello? Can I not type? Hello? I can't type. I got to go, guys. I think if Schlottmann starts enough, then that's accused a 4th-round pick comp for Wan'Dale. Wait, how does that matter about Wan'Dale? I gotta look into it more, guys. I gotta look into it more, and I can be more educated on it. But how does how does that tie into Wan'Dale for Schlottmann being a starter? I don't get it. The Giants have... We have $15 million left in cap space. I mean, we could trade for Vita Vea and have DJ Reader and Vita Vea. That would be nuts. That would be absolutely nuts. I would love that. I honestly would love that. So we'll see. We will see. But yeah, guys, quick little thing before we go, just because I got to do it. Shout out to Prize Picks, guys. Shout out to Prize Picks. If you guys... Now, they have an even better offer. You guys know the offer we were talking about before. You play your first $5, you get $50 in bonus lineups. That still applies, okay? That still applies. But for this now, if you play your first $5 and you win off of those $5, not only you're going to get your $50, you're going to get $150 if you win. So keep that in mind. Preseason's coming up. I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to make team picks up for preseason games and prop picks as well for preseason games, for player picks for preseason games. So trust me, we're going to be going over all of that, but that's an even better offer. So shout out to Prize Picks for the offer. Make sure you guys put in the promo code HMA, all right? HMA is the promo code. Put it on the screen right now. Promo code HMA. If you guys are wondering what HMA means, I didn't pick it. It is the talent agency that I'm with called Hog Media. So that's why. So that's why it's called HMA. So make sure you guys screenshot this right now so you guys can use it whenever you guys want to. But if you play your first $5, you'll get $50 in lineups. Plus, if you win, you'll get $150. Just letting you guys know that. I'll always hate Dallas more, but I understand those who hate Philly. Yeah, man. All right, guys, I'm off this. I gotta go get my hair cut. I'll be live in a couple of days as well. But God bless everybody. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you guys later.